I'm Bree with Oklahoma's Credit Union, and I'm guest hosting with Uncovering Oklahoma for International Beer Day, the first Friday of August. We're celebrating by visiting 4 local breweries, and we invite you to come along. So what's unique about Skydance?
Skydance Brewing Company is the only Native American craft brewery in Oklahoma City. So I'm actually the chairman of the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma as well. And so most of what we do is to try to celebrate our Native American culture. Some of what you see here, which sometimes will be like artwork from Native American artists. A lot of the artwork in the taproom here is from some of our friends who are big time Native American artists. And then I would also say the other thing is that we're well known for IPAs. We like to say we make the best IPAs in Oklahoma. So if people like hops and they like IPAs, this is where they need to come.
That's awesome. So I know y'all do weekly changes of your beers and your IPAs. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, we do have our core lineup that's always available. There's 3 beers there, but what we're really known for is every Friday we do a new beer release. Every Friday is not just a new beer, but a new can design. People like to show up on those Fridays and see what's new and come in and try that new IPA or lager or whatever we have going.
So what have you brought for us to taste today?
Okay, well, what you have in your glass already is this is Fancy Dance. Fancy Dance is obviously named after one of our dances that we have at our powwows, and this is part of our core lineup. It is always available. You'll find that at the on-queues and the Walmarts and local liquor stores and stuff. And so that's what we're known for. That's what really kind of built this brewery that we have here. And it's a 6.8% hazy IPA. Hazy IPAs are what we're known for. So you're gonna get a lot of pineapple, some citrus, tropical fruit, just like a tropical fruit punch is basically what you're gonna get from that. So, but yeah, that's kind of my baby.
Oh yeah. That kind of feels like being out at the beach.
Yeah, very tropical.
Very.
So, this is a very unique beer, so I got to give you some of this one. So this is called Juice Wolves. Juice Wolves is a series that we do periodically. So about every quarter we come out with a new one. Juice Wolves is a reference to people who chase down the juiciest IPAs they can find. And each batch has a different fruit in it. And what it is, it's a milkshake IPA.
Wow.
Milkshake IPAs are basically, like it sounds, a milkshake. It's made with lactose and also vanilla. And then, like I said, each fruit is different. And so this one is pink guava.
Wow, that's really good.
So again, very tropical.
These feel like very summer type beers.
And this one's called New Zilla. And what's interesting about this one is it's a New Zealand IPA. Okay. So all the hops used in this are from New Zealand. Wow. Motueka, New Zilla is one of the hops, and then Nectaron. So a lot of orange and pineapple. Tangerine-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 3 of these are unique but very similar. I really like that.
And then the last one that I brought is a quadruple IPA called Wendigo, which is a reference to kind of some old Native American folklore stories, scary stories. Quadruple IPA basically just means 4 times the hops and quite a bit more alcohol. So this one's a 10% alcohol. And it kind of falls in the same line as these other ones as far as a lot of tropical notes, definitely citrusy, and also a little bit of coconut from a hop called Sabro that we have in there that really gives it a coconut flavor. So,
all right.
And you can definitely get that coconut on the aroma as well.
Yeah, you do.
So.
Wow.
So yeah, this is what we're known for.
That's awesome. Very unique, but I can see you have a certain style to it. That's awesome.
Yep, exactly.
So what makes Frenzy unique?
Frenzy is unique in that we try to make a very diverse mix of beer. So we don't have a niche, we don't have anything that we focus on all the time. We do try to kind of stay up with the trends, but we really want to make approachable beer for our customers because that's really what Edmond is looking for.
Yeah. So what would you like people to know about your brewery?
Well, the first thing is that we are the first brewery in Edmond city limits, and Edmond's been around since the 1880s. The fact that there's never been a brewery within the city limits of Edmond to me was pretty fascinating. We did a lot of research when we opened up, and so we're very proud of that fact. We do now have another brewery actually really close by that we're friends with, and we're trying to just further what the Patriarch started. The Patriarch down the street, first craft beer bar in Edmond, really opened up the eyes of the consumers here in Edmond to what craft beer is. And we've kind of just taken that to a new level.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to give these a taste.
Yeah, so let's get started. I mean, we'll start with our flagship, which is this one here.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm a blonde. So that one was actually a homebrew recipe that kind of put this whole project, kind of got it off the ground. I actually entered competitions when I was a homebrewer, and I won, 30 plus medals. I think 13 of them were with this beer, and like 10 of those were gold medals, and a couple best of shows. So this beer was kind of what started it all. So, and the name's kind of weird. It's called Yeah, because I'm a blonde. It's a reference to from an 80s movie that nobody gets. Every about 1 and maybe 1,000 people actually come up, and it's a song, and they sometimes will even sing it to us at festivals. So
Oh, that's awesome. It's fun finding those niche people.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Then we'll go ahead and move on to our German Pils. It's a Pilsner, German style Pilsner. This is actually a beer that we just started brewing a couple months ago, and we did a few different things with it. We did some water adjustments to get the water to where it needed to be to make this type of beer. And we also started really paying attention to some other things during the brewing process that we weren't currently doing. And it turned out to make a really, I think, stellar beer. So it's my favorite beer that we've ever brewed. Pretty proud of it.
I would agree. It's really refreshing.
This is our Limelight Lager called #LakeLife. This is actually a beer that my friend used to brew, and we would go to the lake and drink it at the lake. Instead of buying Michelob Ultra Cactus Lime, he decided to make something similar to it, and he let me brew it on a commercial scale. And on our can actually has his name on there, so a little shout out to him. So
that's awesome. It's unique, and it really has, like, I can really taste the almost 7-Up flavor to it.
Yeah, it's very, it's more seltzer soda than it is beer.
Yeah,
so definitely
it's very unique.
Yeah, very unique. So this one is Quit Your Peachin', which originally was called, doesn't matter, it was called something else. Another local brewery had just named a beer that, like, the week before we ordered labels. So fortunately that happened at the right time, so we changed the name to Quit Your Peachin', which is funny to hear people try to say, because a lot of people call it Quit Your Preachin', which is, I guess, pretty good too, but anyway, yeah, that's our peach wheat, American wheat. And then I've been told that you like peach.
I do.
So,
I'm very partial. That one probably has to be my favorite of all of them, but they're all very delicious.
This one's different. Now, are you okay with lactose? Okay.
Absolutely.
This one does have lactose in it. So we took our New England IPA, we added peach, and we added vanilla, and we added lactose, milk sugars. And so when you do those, we add a fruit, you add lactose, and you add vanilla, it becomes a milkshake IPA, which is a style that's been around a few years now. And we actually dabble in those. We have a cherry one, we have a blueberry one. Right now we have one on that's lemon meringue, so do a lot of fun with that. It's different.
To say this one's probably my favorite.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's a lot sweeter.
That makes sense.
It's hard to drink a lot lot of that. That's like, for me, one and I'm done. Yeah.
This is the good by the pool. I would probably drink that.
Sure.
And then these are casual ones that I'd probably drink a little more.
Yeah.
All of them were very good.
Excellent. I'm glad you enjoyed them.
So what makes Vanessa House unique?
Vanessa House, we tried to carve out a space for kind of that nostalgic nerd pop culture area. So we try to be unique in that aspect. When it comes to how we're unique maybe in our beers, we attack everything. I don't think we specialize in one thing or the other. We look to brew whatever sounds exciting to us at the time, and not scared to look at different styles and options within those styles. Whereas some breweries might specialize in one thing or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's something you would want people to know about Vanessa House?
Yeah, I'd like people to know that, we're here. We launched our company in 2016. And I say that kind of in a tongue-in-cheek type of way because, we've all lived in the same world, going through the pandemic and going through the shutdown and how that affected the larger world around us and behaviors have changed. And I think a lot of people would probably say, we don't go out and visit things like we used to. And prior to that, we dealt with some adversity in terms of road construction that kind of made access to our place for over a year very difficult. So we've we've kind of always been trying to let people know that we have a tap room and that you should come and experience our beer here.
Awesome. Well, I'm very excited to try these. What did you bring out for us to taste?
For sure, yeah. So I started with the classics. So first up is our 401K. This is the first beer we ever produced. So fun fact is it gets its name from its funding source. So my partners and I, we pulled from our 401Ks to fund our first batch of beer, our first label design, everything, logistics, all that stuff. It's a cream ale. Most people, if they hear the word cream ale, they might think of 1 to 2 beers, Genesee or Little Kings, which are different than what we did. But it is a style that might be more known in the Northeast. But it is one of the few styles that was created in North America. So most styles of beer have roots in the old world, in Europe, and such things as that. So
awesome. Yeah, it's definitely got that really smooth, creamy taste to it.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. Take myself a little drink here.
Absolutely.
Next up, we have Awkward Encounters. So this is a little bit out of season, but it's always good to experience a darker side of things.
Yeah.
Awkward Encounters is a German dark lager or Schwarzbier. It is a lager, so you're going to have a little bit more of that drinkability that your summery beers have. It's not going to be too heavy, but it does use the roasted malts, the darker malts, so you're going to get some of that more bold flavor from that roasted malt that you see in porters and stouts and things of that nature, without the heft, without the weight that those come with. So it's a good dark summer option, and it's really to me a great year-round beer when you like those bolder flavors.
That's what I was going to say. It's something you could drink year-round. Summer, no problem, and definitely a winter.
Excellent. Yeah, for sure. And next up, we have our Tracer Hazy IPA, or New England style IPA. It is the predominant style of IPA nowadays. History of IPAs are well known. They're a style that really drove craft beer for years and years and years. But the first styles were that more West Coast, that clear, crisp, more pine, bitter forward. Whereas the hazy style are going to be a little bit softer. Bitterness is there, but it's not at the forefront.
Right.
The hops are all added later in the process, so you get more of the aroma and flavor that kind of creates than just that kind of bitterness and piney notes and stuff there. So, but yeah, very popular style for sure.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm not always partial to IPAs, but that was definitely one that I could drink during the summer for sure.
Excellent, great. And last but not least this is part of our Slush Fund series. It's called Passion Pits. It is a unfermented fruit sour beer. So what does that mean? It's a lot to say, right? So a sour beer versus a clean beer first. Sour beers are beers that are fermented with a safe bacteria, if you will. And they're going to have a little bit of funk to them, some tartness to them. It's all about getting the pH where we want it. And when I say unfermented fruit, that's where this smoothie style sour comes in. And we were one of the first people in Oklahoma to really kind of do this style. I can't take ownership for the style, but we kind of saw how fun they were and exciting they were, and we brought that in. So what that unfermented fruit means is typically when you see a sour that is fruit forward, that fruit goes in and then allowed to rest on the yeast, and it eats up any residual sugars that might be in that fruit puree. We don't allow that to happen. We filter the beer, do some other things to try to get all the possible yeast out of it, and then we add that fruit. And when it's not fermented, that fermentation doesn't strip some of those flavors away that it does, obviously, with sugars and this, that, and the other. So what you end up with is a thicker beer, a more robust mouth feel. It's a word of the day for me, I guess, robust. But just a lot more going on. And these are ones that we always say, if you buy it from us, keep them cold, because as try as we might, you're taking yeast out, but there's always a chance for re-fermentation, so we say keep them cold. You can only get this in our tap room. We do not distribute those.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that one, and it almost is like a mead.
Yeah.
It's very, very refreshing, and it does have a thicker texture to it almost, but very good.
Excellent. Yeah.
So what makes Legally Brewed different?
We do a lot of different beers. We do candy sours. That's kind of what we're known for. We do glitter candy sours. So we also have done Nolo or chili lime. I've done that for 15 years since we started home brewing 15 years ago. So yeah, and we have a music venue, so it's a little different than other breweries in town. So yeah.
What's something unique about Legally Brewed that you want people to know?
We have a great stage, great sound system that we do music a lot. And as far as beers, we do some pretty good sours. So we're really, we do have some pretty good sours. That the first one we ever did was a pretty big hit, Disco Lemonade. It sells out really quick once we do it. So it's made with lemon head candies and edible glitter. So,
Wow,
yeah.
edible glitter.
Edible glitter.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to try these. I hope there's glitter in one of them.
There is glitter in one of them, yes. It's the Starry Night. It's our seltzer. It's a butterfly pea flower and violet. So it started out a very, very violet purple color, and you add glitter to it. It kind of created that blue color. So you can kind of see the glitter swirling around in it.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
That's so pretty. It reminds me of like a lava lamp.
Very Instagram worthy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then the next one is our sours. We do an American pie sour. So you can actually, it's an apple pie base, so you can look at it, you'll smell it, smells like an apple pie. You can actually taste the crust when you drink it, so it's very interesting.
Wow. Wow.
Like an apple pie,
It's
right?
slow.
Liquid apple pie, yeah. Yeah.
You get every piece of it.
Yeah,
Wow.
the apple, the crust, the cinnamon, yeah, everything.
That's unique.
Yeah. And then the next one is Nolo Contendere. So we also have legal theme on our names for some of our base beers. So Nolo Contendere, no contest. We've brewed this one the longest. It's a chili lime ale. Yeah, we do, this one's non-spicy, but we do a spicy version called Heated Argument. We do some habanero, it's very spicy. So.
Wow. These are very unique.
Yeah.
For sure. That's very good. Very strong flavors.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really get all of that.
That's the thing, is like we want those natural flavors to come through and do a little something different that a lot of people aren't doing. So,
Right.
Yeah. And last one is one of my favorite that we've just did, Broken Scales. Again, a theme on the legal theme, scales. It's a West Coast IPA. We say we broke the scales when we put the hops in it, so yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very.
Very hoppy, very smooth though. But it's
Yeah,
smooth
it
though.
is
It's
very
not.
smooth.
Yeah, it's not like in your face type. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, awesome. These are definitely very unique and very flavorful beers.
Very cool. Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Have a great International Beer Day. Stay safe and shop local.